Hello everybody and welcome to Excel VBA. This is a Visual Basic for Applications tutorial. I'm Lee Jones, so let's get started. So what is VBA? VBA, which stands for Visual Basic for Applications, is the programming language of Excel, and it's also used in many of the other Office programs. It's fundamentally the JavaScript for Excel. It allows users to process repetitive operations systemically. For example, you have many calculations that you need to do every day. These calculations are more or less the same. Press of a button, you can have this running in next to no time. It can also enhance the interface of a basic Excel workbook. The terminology workbook is one of the things we'll be using quite a lot. It's known as an object. These will become apparent as we go through the tutorials. So in this tutorial, which is going to be lesson 1, what we will learn, well, it's going to be a very basic, just the first scratch, basically coming off the scratch card. It's just going to be a look at the Visual Basic itself, the opening of Visual Basic, and we'll just create a very simple macro where we'll put a value into a cell. So let's get started. So here we have a workbook opened up, a spreadsheet as you may call it, and it's currently blank, nothing on it whatsoever, not been used. So what we want to do is automatically we want to put a value into this. And what we will write, if we do it by hand, lesson 1. That's what we want to write effectively. So how do you basically get into Visual Basic? There's a few ways of doing this. One of the common ways what people use is a keyboard shortcut of Alt F11 and your Visual Basic will open up. You can also right click on your Sheet tab, View Code. That will also open up Visual Basic, and it'll also open up on the sheet that you're currently working on. This will become a bit more apparent later on. There is also another way by using a tab. Now the way you can do that is if you go into Options and Customize Ribbon. Now over here we have a tab called Developer. Now this will be unticked, always is, every time you first install Excel. Every machine I work on I have this ticked because I use it such a lot. So if you tick that, press OK, and Developer will appear up on your tabs, and on the left hand side you'll have a tab Visual Basic, and it will open up for you. Now how do we actually write some code or put some code in? Now what we usually do, you can put it into your Sheet tab. So if I open another tab there, for instance, this will now flick onto that Sheet tab. As a general rule, you don't usually use these tabs for doing most of your modules. Now, speaking of module, if you click on this wonderful little button here, what looks like a set of rulers, press module, and you'll have a module. You can rename all these, so we will need to rename this as, I don't know why I keep playing Lee, I don't know, lesson 1. Now you can't have any spaces, but you can use underscore, so we'll call it module, empty. Right. So let's start writing our first routine. This is just going to be very basic, just to get you the feel of how it works. So sub, and we'll call it lesson 1. Open a bracket, close a bracket, press enter, and you have your first subroutine created. Won't do anything because there's nothing in there yet, but at least you've got it generated. And if you look into your macros button, there you go, you have your first macro, lesson 1. Obviously it won't do anything until we put some data in here. So we want to put in a value or a string or something into this box here. Now we're not going to go into declaring variables at this moment in time. We're just literally going to do it so basic just to give you the feel. So we're going to put a range, open a bracket, open a parenthesis, A1, which is the cell reference, close your parentheses, close your bracket, equals, open parentheses, and put whatever you want in here to go in there. So we're going to put lesson 1. Job done. You can run that from these wonderful buttons that look like an MP3 player up here. You can press the run tab up here, and there's also a shortcut of F5. You can go into your macros, select what macro you want and press run. You can even step into it, you can edit it, you can delete it. Whole range of stuff you can do. So let's press run. Magic. And there it is. You created your first basic macro. In our next tutorial, I'll show you, if you have another sheet open, this will literally only work in whatever worksheet you have open. So if I press run again now, we're in sheet 5, and it'll go into sheet 5 but not into sheet 1. So our next tutorial, we'll learn how to actually reference that to a particular worksheet. So you can be working in sheet 5 but still put that value into sheet 1. So stay tuned. Hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. Please like and subscribe. Post any comments at the bottom. I'm only just starting this out, so any comments, likes or dislikes would be greatly appreciated, and it will hopefully make me create even better tutorials in the future. Thank you very much.